Hey, what's up? Scott Balkum here with Imagination Creation Films, and today we're going to be talking about the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K initial impressions, but you know. Yeah, I'm not sure that this live stream is going to be successful. Wow. Hey, Jason H. Jamie. I seem to be dropping like every packet on the planet. What the heck? I mean, really? What is going on here? I can't win. I can't win. Try to have something nice. You try to do something nice. Let's see. Am I stable now? Probably stable now. I see. Yeah, packets are not being dropped. Okay. Uh-oh. I've been going through some stuff lately. Well, what's going on? Richard, how are you, sir? All right. That was weird because it dropped like 50% of the packets right up front. Hey, can you see my eyes now? I got a little light going over here. It's kind of burning my retinas right now, but just trying to bring up a little bit of light up here, and I don't really want it down below. I don't know. I'm never happy. And I probably should bring that light down and have it come. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. You're entangled with the mob? Yeah, so, you know, I had a really good mob. Yeah. I had a really good mob skit I wanted to do where the mob is UPS. Here's the premise for it, and maybe I'll turn it into something because lately I've had some serious fun with UPS. But here's my story idea, and if anybody wants to recreate this on your own, go ahead. I mean, there's no copyright on this one. This is fun. So. I'm going to play two characters. I'm going to play the mob, which is UPS, or I'm sorry, not UPS, a similar to UPS. How about that? That sounds better. A postage, a parcel service. How about that? Hey Jim, do you have any EFT to go along with the Pocket 4K? Yep, it's got one on there. I got the XL, the Metabones XL. The mob guys, guess what's in the box? Somebody dropping. I'm still dropping. Good grief. All right, so here's the scene. We'll just do it real quick. Over here is UPS. Hey, welcome to the parcel service. How can I help you? Yeah, I'd like to ship this this package, please. All right, where's it going? It's going to New York. Okay, that's about pounds, so we're going to put 2. That's about 3 inches, so that's 4. All right, that'll be $10.42. Okay, cool. Now, will that'll get there ground? Yeah, I mean, you're not paying for air. So you want this to go to this Guido guy, right? Yes, I do. Yes, that would be preferred. Okay, so what if we found like a Guido, like just any Guido? Would that be okay? Could I just drop that off to that guy? No, I want it to go to Guido, this Guido. Oh, okay, well that'll be an extra $4. Extra $4 to actually get it to Guido? Oops. Extra $4 just to get to Guido? Yeah. I mean, come on. We got to make a living here. And also, if we find your Guido somewhere else, or maybe Guido says, hey, could you, like, deliver this to another address? You want it to go to that other address? No, I want it to go to the address I put on here. Oh, well, that's an extra $6. $6 just to make sure that it goes to the person I'm sending it to at the address that I'm sending it to. Yeah, I mean, come on. Also, we're probably going to lose it, or it's going to get stolen off his porch. In which case, you're going to want insurance because we're not liable for it. So wait a minute. I'm paying you to take this to this location. I'm paying you extra to actually get it to the location, and I'm paying you extra just to make sure it goes to the person at that location. Yeah, and if you want it, you're going to have to buy insurance. That's another $2. Okay. There you go. So y'all can have fun with that. That's what I'm looking at. Sorry, that was kind of fun. It could be a horror movie. Yeah. The song My Backyard next weekend, probably. Cool. I'm stealing his ideas. Do it, Jamie. Do it. Everybody remake that idea in the best way you think possible. Or don't at all, because it's a dumb idea. I don't care. Pocket 4K sounds like an iPhone. It's not. Yeah, stream is pretty rough today. Is it still dropping? I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what the hell. It felt really bad earlier, but I did a speed test, and it said it was just fine. You know how lies go. I need a refund for this stream. You're shipping me. I'm not. This is the Norm Macdonald style long skit. Yeah, well, I wanted to be detailed. So in case anybody wants to recreate that, they'll have the entire skit. Watching Capricorn 1. I don't know why I'm holding this. Got to have something to fidget to. So, yeah, what's everybody doing? I do have the new Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. Going to talk about some of the initial impressions that I have found with it. Number one, I don't like these little rubber things on the side. They are a pain in the rear, and they don't go back in very easily. All right, initial impressions. It feels like a giant hunk of plastic. It has... How rude. It has almost no metal. I think this little top screw, 1/4-20, is metal. Everything else is plastic. It feels it. It's also giant in size. It is much larger than you would expect for a pocket camera. Not sure what size pockets you're going to have. I would say some serious cargo shorts would do it. I mean, it's healthy. Let me pop this off. That's the camera. Well, the stand. Don't worry about the stand, but that is a big camera. It's fat, and I don't mean P-H-A-T. I mean fat. Yeah. So the screen. The screen is big. It is really big. It's not very bright. It is clear, but it's not very bright. So in the daylight, it's almost impossible. The electronic viewfinder up top here, yeah, it doesn't have one. So you're going to be stuck with this screen. You're going to need some kind of sun shield. Also, shooting from the hip, which I like to do, like this, yeah, that's not going to happen because you can't see the screen. The screen is down here pointing at your gut. That's going to be another problem. I wish that screen popped out. I don't know why they can't make that, but apparently they felt like they didn't want to. The buttons are all like spongy. There's no like tactile. When you press them down, it's like pressing on chewing gum. But I've never had one where I pressed it and it didn't function, so I guess it works. It does crank out some heat. There's air intakes right here, and the air outlet is at the very bottom, so it will keep your hand warm if you hold it like this, like I usually do. I will be doing footage later. I was out today getting stung on my rear end by bees, which was rather rude. I've been testing it with ISO up to about 5,000. I went 64. I mean, I even shot it at 24,000, and it was pretty ugly. It falls apart pretty quickly. But at 5,000, it's really not that bad. I'll have yeah, I have a secret red recipe. I have a little dynamic range test that I was working on earlier. Other things are, I mean, it chews through a battery in like 30 minutes. And it just uses the standard little Canons, the LP6Es or whatever they are, E6s. 30 minutes. So somebody's going to need to make a underslung battery because, yeah, it just cranks through it. Also, so these are the SD cards that I use on the GH5, which are rated. Well, they're V30s, but they're 1000X, and I can go about 150 megabytes per second off these with no problem at all. And that is only enough on this for ProRes 422 at DCI 4K at 24 frames a second. That's it. I can't do HQ with that. I can't do RAW at all with that. This is the Samsung T5 SSD. This is good for about 450 to 500 megabytes per second. Through here, I can do everything at 60 frames a second DCI 4K with the exception of RAW. With RAW uncompressed, it will not do 60 frames a second at 4K DCI. It will do 3:1 and 4:1 compressed, but I found that interesting as well. Let's see here. Let's take a moment here and read through it. I like the JR Quasar mounts. Yeah. The JR. I don't know what the JR Quasar mounts are. Jerry rigged? Is that the? Is that what that is? I don't like that camera. Jason, yeah, I don't think it would be up your alley because it does not do any photos at all. It has absolutely no photo ability. Secret rib recipe. Pork ribs or beef ribs? Personally, I'm a pork ribs guy. I don't like beef ribs. I find they're just too meh. Let's see. It looked like a beast, but I don't like what you get for the price. Prefer the G. Without question, the G7 is a better value. This one is it's video. It's 99.9% video. The only photo ability would be for it to do a time lapse, which it can do, but it's video on steroids. So it will do things better than the GH5 in some respects. In other respects, not so much. It will shoot RAW. And it's going to have that new Blackmagic RAW, which is going to be pretty nice. And it's supposed to be able to do that internally. If that comes out and it's reasonably sized so that it's not consuming all the data, then it'll it's a little thin, doesn't it? It'll be a pretty good camera for that. Pork ribs. Yeah, dry rub. So what I do with the pork ribs is Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning. And I just cover them, almost completely with Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning. Get it all on there, both sides. Put it on for 2 hours on the smoker. And then wrap it in aluminum foil. And always make sure it's fat side up so the fat drips through. And I wrap it for 3 in aluminum foil, and then enjoy. Black pepper, paprika, cayenne, garlic, onion powder, parsley, yellow mustard base. Yeah, read what's in the Creole. It's about the same. But is it better than the XT3? That thing does so much. Too bad it's a Fuji. Well, Fuji is not bad at all. No, this shoots. It shoots far better than the XT3 because it does ProRes internally and it does RAW. And it has low light. It's good down to 5,000 ISO or up to 5,000 ISO, whereas the GH5, I won't shoot above 1,600. And even then, I'm denoising it. Whereas this one at 5,000, you really don't even need to denoise it. So it is great for low light, which, that seems to be a selling point for some. I like the GH5. I like its codecs in there. I think the codecs are very efficient, and I get a reasonably good picture out of it. I would like a few. I don't like the way it handles the highlights. It just kind of blows them off. and tears them apart. This one I'm kind of noticing similar results, but I understand there's ways of recovering that one in Resolve. So I'll just have to wait till I get into post with that. I did notice, though, some interesting things going between ProRes and RAW. The exposure changes. I'm not sure how or why. The settings are the same, but the exposure changes. And the reason I say that is I have Zebra turned on at 95% because I can't really see if it's blown out or not. And when I go to RAW, Zebra will disappear. When I go to ProRes, Zebra is on, and I have to turn the ISO or the shutter speed, or not shutter, but the f-stop to a reasonable aperture to keep it from blowing it out. So something is odd, and I don't think that's the way it's supposed to be. I mean, for the price, it's kind of a beast. Not for photos though. Photos, it just doesn't do it. Need 4K 60 RAW. Well, Jamie, what you can do is you'll have to buy something faster than this. Add one of these, and you can do it. Also, this is a 2 terabyte SSD at 4K 60 frames a second RAW. It's good for right at 58 minutes. That's a lot of data. I hope you have some hard drives. Big thumbs, pork ribs, pig salt. But is it better? Am I dropping? Oh my God, I'm dropping so much. Well, no, it seems to be okay. Live stream seem to be okay, guys. It's hard to tell. Stuff in the green cardboard shaker thing. Yeah, that thing. That Tony Saturated Creole. It's really good, especially on pork ribs. My Canon doesn't record RAW. It barely records 4K. Well, that's not true, Jamie. Your Canon does record RAW. You just only can do RAW in photos. So technically, if you'll do a time lapse in RAW, then you've got a movie in RAW. That's a tip from Scott right there. So let's see here. Simon, I'm not shipping you that. Jim, Magic Lantern. Yeah, Magic Lantern. I don't think there's a Magic Lantern for his Canon. And Magic Lantern is still super tough because you're really cutting your sensor down just to be able to get 24 frames a second. But it is RAW. But. What are you a motorboat? You motorboat? But. Let's see here. Yeah, I have been neglecting my YouTube channel, and I apologize for that. I was kind of going through the problems in November, and yeah, my stats are like way down, so I'm gonna be cranking out some material. It's kind of that motivation is like, get your stats back up, buddy. All right, I will. How many of y'all saw the Santa Claus video? Did you watch it? Did you watch it? Pulled pork or sliced pork? If we're gonna do pork like that, I'm gonna crock pot it. I like it that way. I'll wait until the new Canon M comes out. Yeah, because the new Canon M Mark II 73X444 will still be 5 years behind everybody else. Ugh. Canon, hello Canon. So Jamie, what are you up to? You're just cranking out videos left and right now, which is good for you because, you know, for a while there, didn't sound like you were going to. Just saying. Richard, I like to take a pork butt, stick it in with some onion soup mix, a bottle of red, like dry wine, put it in a cup of water in a crock pot, and just let it go all day. Yeah, that's good stuff right there. Yeah, crock pot. And red wine, when it cooks into a pork, oh man, is it so good. Oh, so good. So Jason, tell me about the mob. Did you mail order mob, or did you just got mixed up? It was very thoughtful of your mom to go ahead and hire the mob to help you do some renovations, though. I'm done recording videos. I'm back to playing Xbox. You, sir, you're a model citizen for a non-model citizen. I'm going to paint me a Bob. I'm going to paint me. That's why we say it over here in Texas. I'm going to paint another Bob Ross. You see the spots on that? I don't know if you can see them. There's some spots on there. I didn't paint the spots in there. Those are actually bugs that landed in the oil. And they're now immortalized in my painting. Bastards. I'm going to paint me a Bob Ross today. This afternoon, this evening, probably. One of those days. That's what I'm going to do. Wow, why do I keep dropping so many frames? Mattress is a money laundering operation for the mob. I believe that. There's one on every corner in every city, and there's never anyone in there. That's true. On top of that, they don't stock the mattresses. You could try out all the mattresses, but they don't stock them. Then, don't get me started on the whole mattress thing. All of a sudden, they're like, you know what we're doing? We need to cut costs. And we need to increase sales. So let's take a mattress that you used to be able to flip over and let's single side that bad boy. Just put flatness on the bottom, no quilting, nothing, so you can't flip it over. Give it only a 10-year guarantee and tell you need to replace your mattress every 10 years now. Now they're selling twice as many. What a racket. Hey, Bertram, great Santa video. Thank you. Somebody liked it. And there we go. LLC. Any battery issues you've rented? No battery issues except for the speed at which it depletes them. It depletes them fast. I get about 30, 35 minutes on those. This is the power adapter. I don't know if it's custom or what, but hey, it works. It's got that special little like single pin LEMO. Yeah, so somebody liked my Santa video. I don't know what I was thinking. It was 10 o'clock at night. I said, I'm going to do this. So I got my wife real quick to shoot, coming up and putting the case down so that I would have some kind of continuity. And then I just sent her off to bed, and I shot it in like an hour. And then I went up there, and I giggled the whole time until about 3 o'clock in the morning when I finally had finished. And I was like, this is not flattering. This is not, it's not even that good. It's not, no. But yeah, I just uploaded it. Also, see if you can find the fatal flaw. There is a giant fatal flaw. It'll be hard for you to detect, but you might notice it. When I shot it and I was editing it, I'm like, something doesn't look right. And then it clicked, and I had to pseudo fix it. But see if you can find the fatal flaw. There's a major filmmaking flaw in there that just makes it go weird. I'm getting like a few minutes, like 30 minutes or like 3 minutes. I mean, it could just be your battery is bad. I mean, I like these little batteries. I'll tell you what sucks. I have like 20 of these batteries. I can only find 2. I cannot find them. Somewhere there's a box full of these batteries. I can't find them. Lump coal grilled wings. I don't know what that is. Sounds a little interesting. I don't know. I haven't tried those. Mattress Firm. And mattresses are all foam now. They're not even springs, intercoil, sleep comfort things. You're getting 3 to 5 minutes on a battery. Can you test that battery and see if it's any good? Because that is not what I'm getting. I get 30 minutes. I had to swap my battery once today. I mean, I turn it off between takes. The screen at 100% brightness starts to suck it. However, as soon as you press that record button, oh my God, does it suck. Also, hanging an external SSD depletes it faster too. I have found that, whoa, did I just drop a whole bunch more? Golly, it sucks. I hate dropping frames. I feel like a bad filmmaker when I drop frames. I feel like I just want to pause and back up and restate it all just because. So, Alan, you got yours. How did you end up getting yours? I'm on the fence on whether or not I want one or not. I feel like, I feel like Generation 2 of this is going to be pretty epic, but I just don't know. I mean, it's beautiful. The pictures, the video is beautiful. To me, it's very similar to an Ursa Mini 4.6. I think the color science, I mean, is almost right there. I think the dynamic range is a little off, but I mean, it's got a nice look to it. I don't know. With everything that the GH5 does for me, with the exception of low light, I can't see replacing it for my day-to-day use. And then, of course, red, that's for the pristine Premiere stuff. I agree on the mattress racket. Yeah, I'm sending my camera back to get checked out. The batteries work fine with my Canon. Interesting. Well, I hope they get it to you quick. I remember when my Ursa Mini 4.6, when I first got it, it was somehow I scored one of the, I don't think it was the first, but it was like in the first month when everybody else was like back ordered for months. I scored one. I just walked into a store and they had one. I was like, I'll take that one. And it had lines through the sensor. And I contacted support and they had me send raw images and such, and they looked at it and they're like, that's not good. They had me ship it all the way back, and they overnighted me one, just a brand spanking new one, and then I never had a problem with it ever again. So I mean, kudos for Blackmagic support. They really did a good job on that, and hopefully in your case they'll get it back to you super quick too. Were you using CFast or were you using SD? Or were you using external SSD? I have to wonder if that has anything to do with it. And also, this is my red reader USB-C cable because I couldn't get any of the other USB-C to USB-C cables to work with the SSD. That seems a little wrong. SD, really? What lens were you putting on there? Did it have like image stabilization? Was it going wonky? That's just weird. I mean, let's just do a little test right here. I can't read it. That I don't like either. I would like to be able to see. We're at 95% right now. So we'll just do this. Let's just ISO this bad boy up. 5,000. And then we will iris it down. And then we can just watch it together. Ooh, ooh. Oh, and I do have an ND12 on here. So I bet it's bright now. Yep. Yeah, there we go. I mean, I could hit record, and we'll see how it goes. We're 94%. Let's just do that. Let me, is there a card in there? Yeah, there's a card in there. 8 minutes. Let me just set it to record. ProRes 422 Ultra HD. And we're not doing, off-speed recording, turn off. And I'll just record, I'll record me because I'm me. Oopsie. Oh, that seems really safe. So can you see? Let's see if it's recording. Is it recording? It's hard to tell. All you're seeing is my gut. That is super nice. Hey, how's it going? Let's bring it over a little bit like that. Yeah, well, you get my chest. I'm convinced it was some power management problem or battery connection issue. Sometimes it will power off. Turn it back on, and then it works for another 5 to 10 minutes. That sounds like your battery's not communicating properly. The the battery my first one that I was using, it was a Canon battery, and it got down to 12% and it shut off. So I don't I don't know what it's supposed to shut off, but to me, if it shuts off, that should be zero. I came in on all I can see is my gut. Yeah, get in my belly. Hello, Tyler. How are you, sir? Yeah, we're just messing with the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. Alan has one, and his battery is draining super fast, so I'm using this one to determine how fast it's draining. It's at 90%. Anybody got a stopwatch? Because all you can see is my gut. There you go, Tyler. So has anybody got any projects that they're working on coming up the next rest of the year? Because, I mean, we're almost at the end. Where are we at? We're at December 14th, 13th? Yeah, we're almost at the end. It's time for relaxation and comfort and joy and all of those wonderful things. No one's got any projects? Well, you know, I get it. Oh my God, I keep dropping frames. I hate that. Hate that. I'm not even uploading very much. Yeah, I'm gonna have to call the internet people. Think I should call them live. That would be hilarious. Yeah, I'm live streaming, and yeah, it kind of sucks. So what can you do about it? 48, 31. Wow, I have dropped 4,831 packets, or not packets, frames. That's a lot. It's 10%. Amazingly, real estate has been busy up until now. Usually it gets dead around November. Well, that's good. Yeah, people don't want to move around Christmas time. I get it. But, you know, maybe they want that new house for Christmas. It is, that is so rude. Don't they know I'm live streaming? Don't they know who I am? I'm Mother... Yeah, okay. I thought that was a bit much of my Santa video, too. So Jamie, you didn't like my Santa video? Did you even watch my Santa video? I bet you didn't even watch my Santa video. Did you, Jamie? Did you? Everybody wants me to like pages lately. What is up with that? Jamie, are you playing Xbox? Jamie. So yeah, you know, around here, not a whole lot going on. Yeah, it's kind of boring. I'm just kind of testing this thing and going through footage and trying to enjoy the rest of the year so I can kick butt January 2nd, 3rd, maybe. Santa videos stink. Well, yeah, they do. Remember when you were going to come over and we were going to do the Santa thing? You remember? Yeah, you didn't do that. I'm filming Mary Beth next week. Nah. It's Mary Beth or nah. Do things get pretty quiet for you during the winter months as well? They do, actually. They kind of fizzle because people just aren't thinking about it. They're thinking about family. I mean, Tyler, you can chime in there. It's been fairly quiet for you too, I believe. Which is why I like that Masters of Motion at the beginning of December, because it's quiet, you probably don't have work, and it kicks you off for January. What could you do if you had a City Drive rental? What would I do if I had a City Drive rental? Yeah, see, Tyler says it's slow. Let's see, City Drive. What would I do? Well, I would definitely use the nodal mount on the Cinedrive to get some better time lapses from it. So like I don't have it here, but the second shooter is a top mount tilt, so it kind of folds like this, whereas the Cinedrive is nodal, so it pivots like this and makes it more natural. Probably do that. I would have to think about that in depth because, I mean, why would you would want to utilize all the CineDrive to do CineDrive. You should be renting that thing out, actually. You should have some, just bundle it up and rent it out. Get some money out of that bad boy. I've had no jobs this week, month, year. No one pays me for my APC camera skill. Yeah, because you bought a Canon. I told you not to buy a Canon. You didn't listen to me. You did not listen to me. And the first rule about Scott Balkum videos, listen to Scott. Scott knows. He probably knows because he learned the hard way. Probably knows because he spent 6 times as much money learning the hard way. He probably knows because he just did so many stupid things that he learned the hard way. And he's trying to help you become a better person by not having to go through so much pain. Do not have to go through so much financial hardship from stupidity. That's what Scott's doing for you. So listen to Scott. I couldn't afford. You don't need a red. I told you, GH5. You didn't listen to me. I just need some lackeys to move the gear. Well, you can pay for lackeys. Lackeys are cheap, actually. They're called PAs. Trying to get my brother to fly the red this weekend. Well, make him do it. But I like Canon. It's easy. Yes, it's the Play School My First Camera. Do I have any more Canons? I don't think I have any Canons. I have a bunch of dead Canons. Yeah, they're super easy. Just don't take them apart. Let's see here. No jobs this week. Had 2 jobs fall through this week. Wow, that stinks. Yeah, I had one supposedly in December that was possibly going to happen and never heard anything more. There was one in November that I never heard anything about more. There was one I was supposed to do in Houston, and when we were finalizing the details, they're like, oh, we got somebody, thanks. Okay, fine. Whatever you need, I'm here for you. See, the way my bank account is set up, I got a checking and a savings, and all my money is not there because I have none. Yeah, well, welcome to filmmaking. Feast or famine, that's how we work. The trick is that when you feast, when you're enjoying all that work, put a little aside for when you're not going to have any food. That's when you need it. Hey, Tony, how are you, buddy? I wanted the A7 III. Well, I can tell you that Tyler really likes his A7 III. And actually, it was pretty easy to use. It's pretty nice. No, and it does not have a flip screen. They don't do that. However, there's a model that I keep referring you to. What is it? The GH5. It has a flip screen and a flip around and a flip up and a flip over. It has all of those things. It's got autofocus, and they fixed the autofocus. New firmware came out. Did you not hear? I didn't see the coyote. Well, good. I am good. Thank you for asking. How are you? I am fairly well. I am kind of messing around with the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. How are we doing here? We were still recording. You know, Alan, I mean, it's been recording for 9 minutes now, and it's at 73%. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording because I feel like, it's unnecessary to record my gut for 9 minutes. But, I mean, we only dropped 20% in roughly 10 minutes. So I feel like you definitely have some kind of problem in your camera, or it's that battery, unless you only have one battery. Have you tried a different battery? GH5 focus like mine used to. Doesn't anymore. Look, it's all clean now. You must have gotten someone in. No, no, I cleaned up. If you look over here, it's all piled up over here. Tony, did you see the Santa video? Here's the script for the Santa video. I don't write scripts like you're supposed to. Not when it's just me. I just do. I just write down my stuff, and then this is my shot lists. I got shot 1, and all the shot 1s, and then shot 2, and 5, and yeah, That's how Scott shoots a video for himself. And he usually, this is the thing. If I have a script, it takes me 3 times as long to shoot than if I just do the videos that I normally do just talking. Because when I can keep up and talk as fast as my brain is going, I don't have to memorize anything. I'm just going down a list in my head. When I've got a list that I need to follow, or else you have continuity problems, I can't get it. I suck at that. I used the GH5 as a gimbal camera this summer. Footage came out nice. Glad to hear they improved the autofocus is on 2.4 is even better than 2.3, which is far better than 2.0, which was miles above 1 point something. None of my YouTubes are scripted, none. Yeah, I mean, that's the way I like, other than the little shorts. The shorts, I try to visualize them better because I feel like they come out better that way. Hey Kyle, how are you, buddy? Tyler, if you watch my Santa video, see if you can figure out the major flaw in my little short skit there. There's a huge flaw that I had to correct, and I didn't correct it. I just lied. Why do banana trees smell bad on the inside? Because sugar. Banana trees are all sugar on the inside. That's why they're all sticky and they're no fun. And so, you ever had sugar go bad? Kind of goes rancid. My YouTube is scripted. It's all fake. My batteries won't even show that high a percentage. They start at 60%. Yeah, you've got something weird with your camera. Yeah. Did you contact support? Because if you contact them, get them on the phone. I was chatting with them is how I got them, and I got really fast response. I would not try to go through a dealer. I would go direct to them. When I do these videos, they're never scripted. I mean, I don't even write down anything. I just put the camera in front of me, and then I go through everything that's in my brain on it. And I swear, I will record right there. I'll do like 3 or 4 takes in the intro. Hey, what's up, Scott Balkum here with Imagination Creation Films. And today, I'll do that like 3 or 4 times, just kind of refining it as I go, because I like it to be where the music starts right at the beginning, and then boom, it ends. And I like it to have a little funny at there. And then I'll do the coming back from the intro music montage thing. I'll do it like 3 takes of that, and then I just record for like 25 minutes. And so I'm having to cut that thing up because I'll ramble on and on. I'll tell you about this pen. Well, I got this pen when I was 7 years old, and this pen means more to me than that pen over there because that one I got when I was 8. But I mean, I'll do that. So I just cut it up. That's why I always jump cut everything. And I don't like the whole punch in thing. I think for this type of video, I think we've evolved past we need it to be super cinematic, where when you punch in, or when you jump cut, you punch in so it looks like you went to a different camera. No one's really buying that. Maybe it looks a little different, but no one's really buying that it's a different camera. They know it's a jump cut, so just jump cut it. Screw it. You hate my intros. They trigger me. Doing my part, Jamie. Doing my part. Yeah, I saw you were fixing another one. Now you got a 4th one, Kyle. Another MX. My little boy is 2 months old now, and he is cooing a lot. Great times. Yeah, that's good. You need multicam shoot him. Just set them all up in the family room and have a good time. The term triggered and woke. Woke is an interesting term. I don't know where triggered is just silly. Triggered is. I swear, if you follow politics, trigger was a very, very bad word during, what was it, McCain and Palin years ago. And now all of a sudden triggered is a word that everybody uses, but it still means basically the same thing. I don't get that one. And woke, I don't even know where the origin of that came. I'm old. I mean, look at the beard. But, I mean, woke just doesn't, it doesn't mean anything to me at all. People that use woke, I'm like, okay. And stoke, same thing. Oh yeah, let's do that. Is so stoke. Okay. Richard is not woke. He probably believes the earth is actually round. Yes, yes, you have verbed it, Kyle. Yes, you win. Yes, that is the correct usage of woke. I also stoked the fire earlier. Woo, I'm so stoked. I, I don't know. I feel like, and I don't think it's an original idea. I feel like it is having to text with thumbs has caused us to create slang that has nothing to do with slang. It just has to do with laziness. And I don't think that's what slang was. Because slang was like, hey, that's cool. No one said, hey, that's cool, instead of, that is really nice, because it was shorter than that is really nice. It just sounded neat, cool, awesome, that kind of thing. But when we go, my bae, and we're woke, and I mean, that's just lazy. It's lazy typing. Let's woke, not woke. Ooh, Tony pulling out the English heritage. I awoke today. That is, yeah. But then again, you know, what would happen if James Brown had gone to an Ivy League college? I feel well. I mean, really, you know, there's my joke for the day. Yes, Jamie, you are lazy. No, Richard, don't do it. Don't do it. Back away from the microphone. I use my thumbs for everything. Well, I do too. That's why cows don't have cell phones, because they don't have thumbs. Message retracted. Yeah. I don't know what you said, but I bet you shouldn't have. Let's see. Ooh, I could put Richard in timeout. That'd be cool. Not. All right, so let's see here. One day I'm going to figure out how to make super chat work. I wanted to do like let me walk through your videos, that kind of stuff for super chat. My big problem with that, I'm just thinking about it out loud. I'm totally just like going all over the place. Is if you put music in your short film and then I play it on my channel, and then I have this live stream available for people to watch, I'm now using your music that you've licensed that I am not licensed for, and now I can get dinged. That seems to be a concern for me. A sin bin button. Red Dead Redemption. Oh man. I don't know how to play that. I'm not cool with games. Jamie wants everybody to subscribe to his Twitch channel. I don't know how to do Twitch yet. I feel like I want to do Twitch. I don't know. Woke, actively aware of systemic injustices and prejudices, especially those related to civil and human rights. Huh. To me, it's when I open my eyes in the morning. That feels like, I don't know. That feels like they just took that word because it sounded cool, and then they attached a really long phrase to it. I don't know. I like video games. I just don't like any video game where I have to build something up and then someone can take it from me and then I never get it again. Ha! Richard. Shakespeare was a mad creep. Hey, my first super chat, actually. So, I've never done super chat. So let's spend a few moments to talk about Shakespeare was a mad creep. I don't know. I think if you dig into Shakespeare, there's a couple of websites that kind of go breaking down like classic literature, and really what it pertains to is you're looking at it from the language of today. And if you go back to the language of Shakespeare, then it means something completely different. Although the whole Romeo and Juliet thing, you know. But like, what was the quoth the Raven nevermore? I forget the guys. But people don't understand because the words that he used were very, I don't know, pretentious, I would say, but it was also the wordage of the time. And when you break it down, it means something completely better. But Shakespeare was a bad grade. Thank you, Richard, for giving my first super chat. I hope you got your $1.99. I really have no idea what to do with super chat on this channel because I don't want to be whatever other channel is. But you know, maybe we do things like if someone wants something specific done. Hey, you've got that camera. Can you go film this? And you super chat $10, and then I film it, and then you get to say, I don't know. You guys tell me. I don't know. Alan's playing Red Dead Redemption. Is it that good? My daughter, she's into the games, and she's got Fallout 76, which she's now updated like 6 times. It's so many updates, and they're huge. But no one plays Fallout 76. She loved Fallout 4, I think it was. So she spends all of her time playing I don't know, what the one with the dance. I forget the. I'm so hip. I'm so woke and stoke for video games. But I hear Red Dead Redemption is pretty good. You need a cup of tea. See, I just can't do tea. Someday somebody's going to get me to drink tea. Edgar Allan Poe. Thank you, Bertram. Yes. Quoth the Raven nevermore. That's a great Halloweenish era thing to read, because especially when what was his name? The guy that he has that sinister voice. When he reads it, it's awesome. No. We all know what cheek he was talking about. All right, you paid $1.99. I'll let you get away with that one. I'm out of my. This was the last squirt. What is in there? That is weird. Of my strawberry pineapple. What is the best cup of tea? Hot or cold? Sweet or unsweet? If it's cold. Iced or not? Warm? Earl Grey for hot? Sleepy time, lemon. I don't know. I just tea is hard for me. But I would love to have like a warm drink to just sit there and just kind of enjoy it. Ooh. What if I could get my daughter to make me some? Ooh, let's try that. Ooh, we're gonna text her. We're doing this live. Can you make me a delicious mocha latte the way I like, with lots of chocolate? Make it look good. We'll see if that works. Let's see here. Good seeing you. Cheers. Hey, cheers, Kyle. Let's see. It all tastes like, but it helps with hunger. Does it? I don't know. Tony, what? I got a sure. Tony, your opinions of tea, because Jason H is I don't think he's on anymore because he's English, and those with English heritages tend to like the hot teas, I found. Well, I would love to have something to sip that's warm, that, you know, just kind of makes you feel good, but tea just is so hard for me. Tony, do you do honey in yours or anything, or you just regular tea? Still dropping, but not dropping as much. That's good. That's good. Let's see. What else is going on? So I'm going to shoot a I was just kind of going out and getting my bearings with this because the sun finally appeared for the first time today, which allows me to get like really contrasty images. Also, there's an old abandoned house way down at the end of the road that I was shooting at. I was shooting into it as well as outside. And let me tell you the story. Let's see, hold on. I switched from coffee, except if I go out, I keep special to, go to the coffee shop. The Fonz in London, good, hey, mate. Yeah, yeah. No, I don't have honey or lemon. So what kind of the Fonz? Hey, so Tony, what kind of tea? Inspire me to consume the tea that you like. Talk me into it. See if you can do that. Tell me about it. Tell me what's good about it. Because I mean, maybe it's just one of those acquired tastes that I need to just like bite the bullet and do. But while I was down there shooting at that old abandoned house, I mean, all the windows are broken out, and so it's like a bee and wasp heaven over there. And I'm sitting there. I'm on my 4-wheeler, and I'm like hand shooting. I was actually shooting. There's like metal roof, and it kept flopping in the wind, and so I thought that was kind of cool. And I feel this like sting on my rear cheek. So there, Richard, going back to the cheek. I'm like, ow, that kind of hurts. And so I reach down there and kind of pull out a bee and throw him on the ground, and he stung me. I'm like, you son of a gun. So as I start moving around, I'm like, ow, ow, ow. And I keep getting stung, ow, ow. I'm just jumping around. You can just like loop that over and over again for your enjoyment. And I'm like, what is going on? And I'm like reaching around. I'm like, maybe there's like 10 bees in my shorts. No, the bee stung my shorts. And then as I moved around, his little pod kept stinging me all over on my butt. So kudos to you, Mr. Honeybee, for getting the most amount of stings out of a single sting. Because, you know, the honeybees rip their whole rear ends out when they sting you. So he was a very good engineer. I have a box of tea that tastes like flowers. I believe that's true. Late afternoon tea is great and good step from coffee as it's super strong. See, but all those teas, and if you know of a tea that isn't that way, the tea has that kind of twang to it, that kind of, I don't know. Do you have Dr. Pepper in Australia? I'm sure you have something like it. Root beer is sarsaparilla, that kind of thing, where you drink it, and then after you get your first flavor, then a second flavor comes through. And it's that second flavor that tea has that I don't like for some reason. Like that it is calming. Is it because you're just enjoying a cup of tea? That's maybe you can talk me into it, Tony. We'll have to see. That bee almost graduated to being a wasp. Yeah, no kidding. I was very mindful of the wasp. The bees don't usually bother you. I mean, honeybees just kind of want to do their thing. I mean, my brother has beehives at his place, and they don't bother you. These could be Africanized, although I doubt it because no one came. I think he just got in my shorts, and when I reached down to figure out what was in there, it was kamikaze bee. Yeah, but he's like, this guy is a real pain in the rear. So let me give him a pain in the rear, but I don't want to just do it once. What can I do? It's like, okay, if I sting in this direction through his shorts, then I'll just leave the little pumping mechanism behind. And then every time he scuffles, it'll just... man, root beer, LOL. Is that really a thing? You don't know what root beer is? Tell me that's not the case. I don't like root beer, so it wouldn't shock me if Australia had a more refined taste. You should watch Fortnite. That's that game my daughter plays in Australia, and then watch their videos. Oh wait, that might be no, it's not ginger beer. Ginger beer is that spicy beer, which I like ginger beer. We make those Moscow mules out of those. Those are delicious. No, you ever heard of sarsaparilla? It's a root from a tree. Maybe it's sarsaparilla root or sarsaparilla trees, and they take it and they brew it very similar to like ginger ale. They're using a kind of a root of ginger in there, but in sarsaparilla they're using it, and it just has a flavor. Do you have Mr. Pibb or Dr. Pepper at all there? Because those have that kind of twang as well. Can't wait for my latte so you can see my face as I enjoy a cup of coffee. I'm so trying. It's winter, so coffee just seems like the right thing. I mean, and I would love to just sit here and just kind of sip something all day long. It'd be nice. Here comes, here comes. Did you do a good job? You got the artwork in there? You did a Christmas star? Look at, oh yeah, okay. Look at that. Look at that. Cheers. Yep. Yeah. Huh?
Coffee.
Yeah, very coffee. Did you forget the chocolate syrup?
No, I put a lot in there.
Did you stir?
Yeah. I also put hazelnut syrup in it.
I don't like the hazelnut as much as the caramel. Hazelnut smells good, but the caramel. See, I'm already squinting because the flavor. Oh, that's better. That's better. It was the coffee, I guess, when you poured it through the.
Well, I didn't stir like all of it.
No. Through the foam. Well, we're trying to discuss. Well, we're just discussing teas and coffees and so Tony, you had a Dr. Pepper. Have you ever? I mean, you've seen it. Have you ever had one? I'm trying to think of drinks that have that kind of twang, like tea and Dr. Pepper, Mr. Pibb, root beer. Is there anything else that has it? No, Pepsi doesn't have the twang. Something is wrong with it, so go start again, service person. Something is wrong with that. I think Tony was making a joke at the Christmas star. I don't know. It looks kind of like a star. It's hard to show it. I don't have my overhead camera plugged in. Well, I could, but yeah, there's cocoa in here. It's Hershey's. It's pretty good. I'll sip on that.
I did a lot of frothing to milk.
Yeah, thanks. Anything that's besides coffee. I drink coffee called Caramel Avalanche. Amazing stuff. So, what I've found is that flavored coffees are not enough to mask the coffee. So it's that bitterness in the coffee, and that's where the bloke from Melbourne, that Tony, I got another Australian friend. He tells me if I'm getting bitter coffee, that I'm not drinking the right coffee. Too American for me. I protested by not having it. Nothing is wrong about being American. It has a flavor. Americans have flavor, and Australians have a different flavor. Ugh, black coffee. I can't do that. Those darn French know how to do coffee. Italian sweet cream coffee creamer with it kills the bitterness. Huh. I mean, this is that's 2 shots of espresso. I mean, that was the one thing I bought. My daughter loves coffee. My wife loves coffee. Although my wife, I got her this machine so she can have a delicious, mocha latte, and she still likes her plain cup of coffee. Ugh, when she puts cream in it. But yeah, it's 2 shots of espresso, and then Hershey's chocolate syrup, and then that's mixed together, and then you froth the milk and then pour that in. She didn't heat the milk though. I got to teach her how to do that. Woo. Yeah, there's you froth the milk, and then you stick the wand all the way down to the bottom, and that's heating it, getting it up to temperature so that when you pour it in, you're not cooling off your coffee, which I learned. Darn right, America has flavor. We invented those 11 herbs and spices. I don't think we did. I think we added 11 herbs and spices. I will tear up some Colonel's chicken. You know, I will tell you that with one exception, the Colonel's original chicken is by far the best tasting chicken out there. With that being said, they have shrunk the chicken now so much so like a chicken breast is like this big now, and a little tiny drumstick. They're taking the chickens way too young. I don't find the value there, and so I just don't eat it there anymore. But I love the Colonel's original. Popeyes, I like Popeyes, the spicy Popeyes. Here's the thing about tea. Okay, coffee is now way too much trouble, but tea is simple, quick, and this is true. Coffee is like an ordeal now. So you used to, you just, Mr. Coffee, you take the coffee and you pour it in there and you've got coffee. I know this because my dad would drink 2 pitchers of coffee a day, and I would always have to make it as a child. I got it down pat. I can make that coffee. But it used to be just coffee. And now it's, well, what you want to do is you want to press the coffee, and then you want to run it through a single pour, and you want to then you want to do this and that. And I agree. That becomes complicated. But I think complications make it taste better, because this is complicated and it's not bad at this point. I love that chicken from Popeyes. Yeah, Popeyes, when you get the spicy from Popeyes, it's good. It's really good. And they used to have at our Popeyes, well, ours, an hour from here, but they had like a Tuesday special where you could get chicken strips with the spicy. I mean, you break them apart and you can see the red cayenne ring in there. Oh, so good. I like spice. I like spice. Let's see. Mine is far too. Yeah, I mean, the closest place for me to purchase any kind of food is 20 minutes away of a drive, and that's 20 minutes of driving at 65 miles an hour too. Complicated. You winced when you first had it, but then because it wasn't right, you've just grown used to it. Yeah. I have to agree. I mean, I'm getting. I mean, it was the same way with beer. I couldn't drink beer forever. It was so off. Now I can't get enough of beer. I mean, every kind of beer on the planet. Oh, I was so happy. My buddy Alistair from Melbourne, he brought a whole bunch of beers from Australia when he flew over here, and we sat in his hotel room and tasted all of those different beers. They were delicious. Some of them were not delicious. Some of them were quite darn nasty, but yeah, it's different flavor profiles. Not to derail the conversations on food, but Scott, when are you just bumming around and shooting miscellaneous stuff? Is the GH5 what you take with you? Yeah. When I am bumming around, that's a good way to do it. When I am, depends. So I try to theme what I'm doing. If I'm going to go do time lapse, if I want to get a nice sunset, then I'll take the A7R2. If I'm going to do just like simple B-roll or try to tell a short story or just kind of play around with stuff, like I've been really kind of messing around a lot with macro lately. A lot. I plan to do a whole video on it as soon as the sun comes out enough where I can shoot. We have these leaf cutter ants, and I want to get those in macro. But the GH5, even with the macro, is what I'm using because it's super fast, and it's lightweight. It's easy on power, so it becomes a very nifty camera for that. Yeah, I mean, if it's a purpose shot, God, the scams. I tell you, man, I know it's a scam because it's coming from my number. If it's a purpose shot, if it's something that I'm shooting for sale, for B-roll, then I almost always will grab the red. Beer is bitter. Beer is bitter, and beer does have some skunkiness at times too. I feel like Hank Hill with beer. How did the guy from Melbourne score the first class ticket from you to come over here? Well, he paid for it himself, and it was a long flight too. They it was 24 hours because he flew to L.A. and he flew coach too. I saw his little seat. He was 20 hours or something like that on that flight. 18 hours on that flight. Oh, it was insane. And then he had to fly from L.A. to Austin. But I'll be happy to host you, Tony. I just, I can't give you a first class ticket or a ticket at all. Let's see here. Yeah, Bertram, what? Okay, let me see. What lens do you typically bring with you? Again, it depends on the mood, I forget the term that I used a minute ago, but the theme of what I'm shooting. So if I'm like vlogging, or if I'm out trying to be as light and just trying to capture just life in general, then it would be the GH5 with the 12 to 35 Lumix on it, mostly because it is so small and compact. That's what's on it right now. So I mean, it's the depth of field, as you can tell, it's an f2.8. So the depth of field is it's a little deeper because 2.8 is not as shallow. This is one of my least favorite lenses, actually, is the Canon 24 to 70. I just feel it's kind of dull, but it's versatile. It's in that 24 to 70 range, and I don't know. My favorite lens to shoot something more specific would be the 18 to 35 Sigma, and honestly, that one was on sale. I don't know if it still is. You might check, but it was on sale for like $500, and that is one heck of a deal for this lens because it's usually like $800. But 18 to 35, and then I use the Metabones XL on there, and I mean you could get this lens down to f1.1 with that speed booster. You get super wide. Okay, I'm gonna turn this down. Super wide, because it being an 18 on a full frame reducer. Then I get the f1.1 for the extraordinarily low light at that point. And this it's super sharp, and the colors are really nice on it. This one is not sharp. It's okay. I mean, it's better than some, but it's not my favorite. I mean, the sharpest lens I have is that 70-200 Canon. It is what I do. I mean, if I have the GH5, it's almost always got the 12 to 35 or the 18 to 35 with the Metabones on it. And then up here is the 35 to 100, which is a great lens, but I never shoot telephoto. It's pretty rare. If I'm shooting telephoto, I'm going to shoot telephoto, like the 70-200 with the 2X or the 150-600 with the 2X. Let's see. I still haven't graduated from the G7 and GoPro. Why change? I mean, there's no reason, if the camera does everything that you need it to do, and there's nothing that you need that another camera does, why change? You're just spending money for no purpose. The G7 does so much, and I mean, it's a good camera. I love that camera, and you still can't beat it for the price. I mean, I've looked at your photos there, Tony, the stuff that you shoot. It is world class, and you know, a $500 camera shot a world class photo. How could anyone possibly say anything negative about a G7? Yep. Yep. Bertram, I purchased G7 because of Scott's YouTube about it. I'm happy with it, but more of a still shooters. Yep. With the Olympus gear. Yep. The Olympus. That's right. You switched over to the Olympus. Yep. And you've totally converted to micro four thirds, and I like micro four thirds. I don't have a problem with it. I miss the depth of field, but that's where I put the Metabones on there, and you still get this tiny little package, tiny little camera with what is that?
Mine. I wanted you to try it.
Oh Lord, what is that?
Try it.
Oh God, this is not some kind of coffee thing, is it? Iced coffee? No, 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 it's coffee. Oh. Oh, now you've ruined my live stream. Everyone's going to know I'm a wimp. No, it doesn't. It's too much coffee flavor. Maybe it's because you need to stir the heck out of it a lot, like 12 times. No, off the side. You got all that Hershey's on the side. You made it look good, but yeah, I could drink this. No, I couldn't drink that. I don't like cold coffee, cold and bitter. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, we are Panasonic for video, Canon for stills. Yeah. That's a good one. I will say for stills, I'm a Sony guy for most of the stills just because of that resolution. When I'm doing time lapse stuff and I'm in at 8K, I can then punch in at 4K, or most of the time I'm using it to denoise, just because. Even at 3200 ISO on that A7R2, it's noisy. And so 8K down res to 4K, you get 4 pixels for 1. It's built in denoise.
Did you want to try now?
No, you ruined it. You should have done it right the first time. Oh, also you forgot to heat the milk. So you froth it, and then, no, here. You froth it, then once it's at the right froth, you stick the tube all the way down, and you hold it there until the milk heats up to the same temperature as the coffee, then you pour it. Because what happens, you cool down the coffee. We got to teach our kids how to do coffee. I don't know how to do coffee. I'm drinking a cup of coffee right now. This is like my 4th cup this year. Oh, yeah. Let's see here. I gave up Nikon for Micro Four Thirds. It is sensational, and I don't understand those who just knock it. I do my small prints 24 inches on the long side. Yeah? Hey, Ruben. What's in the bowl, buddy? This is a latte. It's a mocha latte made by my daughter. It's not a favorite of mine, but I'm kind of trying to broaden my taste buds by drinking coffee. Eventually, Tony's going to get me convinced to drink tea, but we'll see on that one. I'm not convinced. Ruben, where do I know you from? Have we talked before? I'm so bad with names. How do I? Ruben. Yeah, I mean, Tony, I remember back, and people were like, oh, you can't print that if you don't have X number of megapixels. I remember I had the Nikon, I think it was the D100. It was like their first proper DSLR digital. It was 6 megapixels. We blew those puppies up to 24 by 36 all the time, and they look great. Little pixelated, but talked before, you advised me to get them. Oh, there you go. Boom. Speaking of, there it is. The Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. I never sent the recipe for the cheesesteak. Do you think I should varietize my channel or what? Maybe do a recipe. So all right. I'll let you a little bit of Scott's insight. So this right here, no, not this one. This right here, that is actually a countertop that I purchased specifically to mount to that frame on wheels. And over in my shop is a 4-burner stove that I bought specifically to put on here. And my intention was to be able to roll around a cooking show kind of thing. And I wanted to do some type of food prep and such, and show some of that stuff for fun from 2 different points. A, how to make, say, cheesesteak or food. B, how to shoot food being prepared. And that's kind of what a lot of this stuff was being done for. And I haven't touched this idea in a while. In fact, I mean that stove has been sitting out there for a year and a half now. And would that be interesting for this channel? Or do I need to do a separate channel for that? I'm afraid to do separate channels. I don't want to maintain branding on 2 different stuff. I want to just be me. But I mean, I like people, so it's what people like. I'll stop talking about food. You know of any films or notable works that uses just one lens? Sure. I mean, there was the movie Tangerine. I don't know if you saw that one. It's a controversial film, but it was shot exclusively on the iPhone. No films, no lenses, anything, just the iPhone. And the whole movie was shot with an iPhone. That was done with one lens. So that could be done. There was one that was hilarious. I didn't think it was that good, but there was one that was shot with just the Prius backup camera. I don't know if you saw that one. I mean, for the most part, no. You typically wouldn't do that because when you are doing a film, you're doing it for market. Yeah, maybe you're doing experimental, and in experimental stuff, maybe one lens will do it. But when you're trying to show off, you're not going to limit yourself when you're trying to show off. You're trying to show off. So I don't know of really any right offhand that use just one. Oh, Tony likes it. Food, do it. Richard likes the food. Been playing around with the food channel idea. Yeah. I feel like it would be fun to do, and that's the brick wall was for that. Before I had it rearranged. This back wall was going to be the main wall for the set for the kitchen. And I was going to have some type of shallow bookcases. I wanted to look like a kitchen back there, but I couldn't afford to have a kitchen. I can't afford the real estate in here to do it. So I just kind of paused that idea. I mean, now I've got the giant green screen, so I can have a lot more fun, but I for sure would do that here. I think it would be a great resource for people looking to shoot food. Yeah, okay. All right, you've talked me into it. I'll put that back in the burn list of things. My lists are so long. I have so many things to shoot. All right, so let's see here. We've covered food, tea, beer, coffee, Micro Four Thirds, Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K. We've covered lensing. So Bertram, are you going out now more and more and trying to shoot film without being real estate, or what? What is your behind the question intent from your what do I go out with? I mean, I would love to. I don't have a way to show it because I just bought a. I have absolutely no way of showing that. I'm looking for some kind of mirror. Um, yeah, I mean, I just bought a cage for the GH5 that allows me to put some wood handles on the side so I can kind of hand hold it better. Um, and that was going to be something that I just kind of do a short little video on because, I mean, it's so specialized. It'll only be for people who have a GH5 and only be for people who want to put a cage on it. But, I mean, I guess it could be helpful for people who wonder if they want a cage or not for whatever their camera is. Let's see. Yeah, I found the best way for me is to learn is by doing. Yep. Screw up and then keep going. Yep. So I've been running around shooting anything and everything in all conditions. Yep. That is the best way to learn. It also, it does two things. Number one, it teaches you what not to do, which a lot of filmmaking and photography is about what not to do. I mean, because you can destroy something epic by doing something wrong. However, you can catch something amazing just by it being exposed right, and you just happen to catch it. So, yeah, I mean, learning what not to do is critical, as well as it will make you more efficient because I muted that. As you start to do it more and more, and you're using muscle memory, and you're okay, power up and do this, you'll become a better, faster, more efficient filmmaker, and I think that is something that is worthy. So yeah, absolutely. I call that failing forward. By the way, I think I did a video on it like 2 years ago, and that's what I do. I mean, everything I do, 95% of it sucks. 90% of it you'll never see. I show maybe the 5% of it sucking, and then I show the 5% of it looks good. At least I hope it looks good. But I mean, that's what it is. I mean, I went to make a green screen about 1 meter long. Should I cut out a green screen material or use something else? Tony, honestly, the best thing for you is to find a pop-out green screen on Amazon or anything in Australia that would sell that. They're like 35, 40 bucks. And then, I mean, if you're not trying to do, I mean, the only reason mine is the way it is so that I can stand on it and capture my whole body, as well as put the treadmill on it when that happens, when I find the treadmill. I'm looking for after Christmas when people go, you got me a treadmill? And then I get it for nothing. Yeah, the pop-out screens, you know the things you put in your window for your car to block the sun. They make the same thing but blue, and it's like 5 foot by 7 foot, or 1.7 meters by 2.1 meters. But those pop-ups are super great. They have a great color to them, and they're super portable. There's a great podcast coming from America called How to Fail, and it's fantastic. Cool. Richard made eggs. You prepared eggs or you made eggs? Because there's a difference. Yeah, you know what I mean. Okay, yeah. Get one of those. I mean, 35 bucks. I don't know what that is Australian, but they're easy. I have several of them, and I've used them. That whole that How to Clone Me video where I cloned myself and I had Creepy Scott and Obnoxious Scott and all those. That was all done with a little pop out. Because, I mean, why reinvent the wheel? You can get one of those that size is 2.1 meters with it. 300? You need to find a Chinese import of that, because I mean, there's nothing to those. There's no technology involved. To hold in on YouTube videos. Tell me more. You want a smaller one to hold in on YouTube videos. So here's something that I'm getting itchy nose again. I don't know what that is. It is not. It does not matter what the color of what it is that you want. Or it doesn't have to be green. It doesn't have to be blue. It can be any color. What it needs to be is a color that is not represented in the rest of your shot. So for instance, if you are wearing a green shirt, then you would not use a green screen. You would use a blue screen. If you were wearing a blue shirt, you would not use a blue screen. You'd use a green screen. The reason the blues and the greens work is that blue and green are colors that are not found on skin. So it's super easy to key that out. But if you're in a room and there's no purple and you have a purple piece of construction paper and you hold that up, when you select the key, select the purple and it keys it out. It's called chroma keying or chroma keying? Color keying is what it's called. Chroma keying is chroma key. Chroma key is color, luma keying is luminance. So chroma, it just whatever color it selects is what it'll remove. That song can turn anything inspirational. Yeah, no kidding. I want to hold a screen to go from scene to scene and show images without having to print them. I gotcha. What are you editing on? Are you editing on Final Cut or are you editing on Adobe? Because you probably don't even need that. You can do motion tracking. And the way you would motion track is, the way I would do it is I would go and grab a picture frame. This is canvas for my Bob Ross. I would grab just like a cheap picture frame from cheap store or whatever and put white whatever. I would take the glass out of it and just like put a piece of paper in there and then make some black plus signs on there like that. And then take that everywhere you go. Just like that, just like that. And then as long as you're not holding it like this or like this, it'll be super easy for you. But all you're going to do then is you're going to motion track the, wait, no, you have to use After Effects for that. Wow, that's got some bass. Yeah, that one, yeah, you'd have to use After Effects. Probably not as awesome. Yeah, Premiere won't do that. Premiere will track it, but Premiere won't. Well, I don't know. I have to play. I have a feeling Premiere is not actually going to put that on there and track it, but you never know. Final Cut Pro or die. All right, that one. I guess it didn't like the word die. Funny. I can learn it as is. I have if you don't move the screen you're holding much, you can do it in Premiere. That's true. Yeah, Premiere, you could put something on there and you could technically you could keyframe it to move, but with After Effects, what you do. I've done it many times in After Effects. I thought that Premiere had it. Eventually, Premiere will just have it built in, but it reads those plus signs and then it maps a camera movement to it, so it knows where it's at. It's tracking it, and then you put your object where you line it up in there, and then what was the term? I forget what you call it, but you drag down the little swirly to the picture, and then it will follow the tracking information. So as you carry it around, it does it. It's very similar to what I did, honestly, with the fly-in titles that I did with the drone. That was probably a year ago. It's the same premise, and instead of the titles tracking the ground, you would basically have the title being a picture tracking the box. You can do that. It will take a little bit of time. So, I mean, what'll happen if you green screen that or chroma key that? As you move it, then it's going to move around the image. The image will be stationary, and it's going to move around in front of it. So you'll get different perspectives of it. And that may not do what you want. You're going to want to motion track that. Or you could cheat it. The best way to cheat it is get like a picture frame, just something with black outline and a white inside, and get a little stand and just pop that bad boy up right next to you and go like that. And then it's not going to move, and you can cut your portrait or picture and put it right in the frame. There's about 1,000 ways here you can do it. Okay, I love the idea. I shall try it. Yeah. There are a bunch of tutorials on After Effects on how to do it. It really will bug the hell out of you the first couple of times that you do it, because it's not going to make sense. Because all the different steps involved, and most people when they're doing it, they're not explaining it properly. They're not explaining why. Pick whip, that was the term. But after you do it like 3 times, it starts to make sense to you what you're doing, because you're tracking the item and you're tracking the movement. And then pick whip is the term. You take the swirly and you pick whip it, and you just drag the pick whip to the item you want to follow that tracking data. And then it just kind of move it around, and it does a really good job. The problem with After Effects is it's a slower section. So what you will end up doing, Tony, is you'll be in Premiere, and the moment you pull up your motion tracked item, so you're not doing anything, you go and you grab it, you do it. Right before you go and grab it, you're going to cut your video feed, you're going to cut your video file right there. You're going to trim, and you're not going to trim it, you're going to slice it. Then you're going to go to the end where you put it down, and you're going to slice it again. Then you're going to right-click on and save. Before you do this, save as like a test copy, just because anytime you go to After Effects, it screws with everything, so it will mess with your brain. So just whatever your project is, save a complete copy of it before you do this, so that you can go back and start over and do it again. But once you trimmed it on either side, or cut it on either side, then you're going to right-click on that actual item and choose Replace with After Effects clip. And it will then take that clip and put it right into After Effects, right on the timeline, and then you can start doing your tracking there. Hello, Lisa Ford. How are you? What are your tips on becoming a great self-taught motion graphics editor? What are your tips on becoming a great... Well, the term great only comes with one thing, and that is practicing your craft. So there are no tips that I can tell you that will make you a great motion graphics editor. But there are tips I can tell you that if you do them over and over and over again, and you refine them, and you create more efficient ways of making your workflow work, and then you keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, that's what turns you into a great motion graphics editor, because practicing your craft is everything. It's how things are done. I mean, first thing I would tell you, if you've never done anything, is go out, find something simple, and replicate it. Do it all yourself. Do exactly the exact same thing. I mean, motion graphics editor, there's a great channel. Let me see if I can find it here, because I like this guy, and I don't know his channel name anymore. It was like AE with Ken, or After Effects with Ken, or something like that. Let me see if I can find it, because it's great. He does like a tutorial every week and shows you how to do it, motion graphics in After Effects. And I'm not seeing it. Flat Pack Effects is one, but that's not him. I think it was like AE with Ken. I'll have to find it. AE with Ken. Let's see if I can find it. That is not it. That is not it. Not it. Not it. After Effects tutorials. No, no, no. Tip-tip. No, that's not it. Sorry, I'm looking. Really? Where is it? I will have to. I'll have to find it and post it because I'm not having much luck finding it at the moment. I have a gold frame that I love because it's so old. Or does the frame need? No, it doesn't have to. More than anything, what you need is some contrast. So, well, use my beautiful Bob Ross back here. If I were just to hold that up and I was holding it in front of trees and stuff behind me, it will be very hard for you to determine the lines for that square. So if you had, say, a frame around it, now you have something that breaks up that with, you have a border separating to the outside world. The more contrast you have, if it were a black frame, there's not going to be black behind you, so that breaks that up. And if you had a white inside, then it would not be hard to see the difference. If you're going to use the gold frame, what you might do is make the inside black with white plus signs in it. That might help you, allow you to use that gold, and then when you see the black, you'll know that is the edge that you want to overlap with your image. Yeah, there you go. No. Use your gold. I mean, if it's your favorite, put black inside. That way you can use your favorite picture frame. What else? Let's see here. Lisa, did that answer? Well, I mean, does that help? I mean, I didn't give you the actual channel, but hopefully that gets you started. Just, I mean, literally go out there. I'm not an After Effects pro. I use After Effects, so I could not make you a motion graphics tutorial that would help you, but they do lots of searches on YouTube for them and just start replicating. Start doing what they're doing, replicating, understanding why they're doing it, and then you can start building your own. As you do it more and more and more and you hone your craft, you'll become a great one. What else? We're still, well, I guess we were off to a bad start with drop frames, but seems like we're okay now. Let's see here. Did I miss any? Did I miss anything? Adobe software. Yeah, I gotcha. Okay. Wow. Am I not dropping frames? The internet's slow. So, yeah, any other questions or anything? I mean, I don't want to just keep dragging this out if no one has anything. There's no benefit to that. Yeah, okay. Well, I appreciate each and every one of you sticking with me through the live streams and joining in and out and coming as you please. It's enjoyable to me to meet so many people all over the world, and I appreciate you. So, as always, if you have any questions or comments, do feel free to put those in the comment section down below. I do try to read and respond to each and every one, even if it's just to say thank you. Follow me on all the social medias except for Snapchat. I'm at Scott Balkum. Super easy. Super easy. Also, click subscribe. I mean, if you just watched this live stream and you just watched it all the way to the end, and I haven't convinced you to subscribe yet, subscribe, because you can be a part of this community. This community is growing. It is a slow, organic growth. There's nothing fake about this channel. It's 100% me. Yeah, baby, 100% me. No, it's just me being me and bringing people all together so we can all teach and learn from each other, because that's the way we are as humans. We can learn at least one thing from each and every person we meet, and that one thing can come from you. So click subscribe, and then the little alert bell next to it, that'll let you know every time I upload a video or if I'm live streaming, because you want to know, right? And then I do have a Patreon. If you want to support me on Patreon, that is super awesome. I greatly appreciate it. If you want to, on live streams, you want to super chat me, cool, let's do that. We'll figure out super chat someday. Right now, it seems to be just for talking about Shakespeare. Love you, Richard. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. As always, as I like to leave it, don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions. Got to do my 20 seconds. See if I can get a nice grab. Ooh. Which one's more important? Yeah. All right. That'll be good. And stop stream.